Hey everybody, this is Jeremy Renee. This was I have I have another story. It's just interesting. A lot of the stories that I'm starting to come into as my spiritual gifts are being activated in overload, if you want to say that. Oh man, because today I had an experience, and I think I'm really feeling like what this thing is stepping into a higher level of authority and power and awareness in my spiritual gifts and walking in my authentic power. And people have a problem when you're walking in your authentic power and they are not walking in their authenticity. They're walking in their own limiting beliefs. They're walking in their fears. They're walking in their worry. And they're walking in their own regret. And they sadly want to project that upon you. And this was a scenario that happened to me today at the grocery store while I was picking up some items that were going to be, or they are becoming very beneficial to my household. And I was getting some cleaning supplies and some new dishes and silverware and, just things that I like my home so I can be and feel cozy and, just the things you like in your home that, create a very nice ambiance. And so I was in the cleaning aisle and my daughter is wanting to play all over the place like she normally does. And I'm yelling at her to stay in this aisle and stay with me. And I'm trying to shop and get the things that I need to get. And she want to act up and run away, run off. And I'm calling her, telling her to come back, putting the things in the basket that I need. My basket's already full at this point. And I'm looking for her, like calling her name, Journey, where are you? And a lot of times she does is she'd be hiding. And then kind people will come and tell me and find her when I'm looking for her, because sometimes she's hard-headed. She don't want to listen. So she, the universe be teaching her sometimes. So, but at this particular moment, I'm tired. I've been dealing with her all day and she is not wanting to listen. And I couldn't, as a mother, I couldn't just like give up looking for her, but it was a sense and a point where I had to trust the universe. I had to trust the Spirit of God to lead my daughter to come back to where she needed to be, because she was not responding to me. I couldn't find her in the store. And I knew that when I called out to Spirit, that Spirit would bring her back. That was the trust and the faith that I live in. That is the world and the reality that I create, because I don't create from fear. I create from faith. So I got in the line being optimistic, knowing that she's going to come around the corner, because I kept looking around for her. And like 2 minutes later, she comes around the corner with this lady, and she was another Black lady, and she was like, I saw your daughter, and she was just sitting crying, and she was like, I can't find my mommy. And I'm looking at her like I knew she was gonna be found, but she didn't think that I had enough remorse or guilt or shame on my face because my daughter was being hard-headed and wanted to run away. She didn't think I felt remorseful enough, or she assumed that I didn't care that my daughter was somewhere seated in a curled up position. And this is where we get in trouble, when we assume people are not doing what they should be doing based upon how we think, or how we think somebody should do something. And she had a rude awakening because she wanted to start judging me. She did start judging me because she basically said, you need to watch your kid. You need to watch your daughter. She's precious. And I politely said, I appreciate you bringing her to me. I wasn't being rude by not thanking her for bringing my daughter back. But, you know, when people think that they have a badge to judge you for doing something they think that you're doing, when that's not at all what you were doing, you know, they end up judging themselves and they end up sabotaging themselves. And, you know, this woman wanted to get in my face and say, well, no, I'm going to tell you this because you need to know this. And I told her, I said, lady, I told you I appreciate you bringing my daughter back, but I don't wear your worry. I don't wear your fear. It is not mine to carry. It is a weight that I will not carry. And it is not a world that I live in. So politely, please step away from me. And thank you again for bringing back my daughter. Period. These karmics think they out here playing with me. No, you're not going to play with me because I know who I am and I know the God that I serve and I know how protected I am and my children are. So I'm not going to walk around in fear. I'm not going to walk around and worry. Period. So all of these loudmouth karmic people who want to judge and portray someone as something that they are not, they can take several seats. Several. So anyway, the cashier, I had a completely separate issue with her. Because I went into the same store the other day and I had mixed up something with my budget and I had to put something back. And you know, she instantly judged me as soon as I got into the lane. She didn't know how much money I had or what I was working with, but she wanted to tell me in the lane, oh, so what's your budget? Are you going to have enough for all of this? It's going to be more than this. I looked at that woman like, that is none of your business. Stay in your lane. I couldn't believe the audacity that this woman had to try to ask me what my budget was. That is not your responsibility because you don't want to take something back. If I need to take something back, that's your job. That is your job. Like people out here just wanting to think that they can treat people any type of way because they don't want to have to do some type of extra work if they had to do the extra work. But I had all the money and more to take care of the things that I bought. But she wanted to try to act like something was going to go wrong with my Tinder. And, you know, a lot of this stuff happens when we are coming into a higher space. The reality is our world is going to test us. Your brain is going to test you to see if you're ready to take on what it is that the universe is sending you. And it was almost as if I was being tested to respond in a way. Okay, am I going to respond in a way of fear? Am I going to take on this woman's fear? Am I going to take on her judgment? Because after she said all of the things that she said, I said to her specifically, I said, you're judging me for what happened the last time I was at the store. And she's like, no, I'm just telling you, you need your daughter keeps turning the thing off. And I just was trying to help you. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're trying to judge me. And you're trying to judge what you think is happening here. But you're overstepping your boundaries because it's none of your business what my budget is. You don't need to ask me that. A cashier doesn't need to ask somebody that. You need to do your job. That's basically what I told her. I put her in her place because she was doing too much and wanted to ask me what my budget was when it was none of her concern. All she needed to do was ring up the freaking items, period. That's all you need to do, and put it in my basket. And I had to tell her, put it in my basket. Like, that is what your job is. Your job is to ring people up, put their stuff in their cart, and be gone. You don't need to say nothing but hi and bye. If you want to have a nice conversation with somebody, do that. But if you want to be over here judging folks, asking them what their budget is, and that's not your concern. Like, these are the things that I'm specifically admonishing people about, is that you don't have to wear other people's judgments. You don't have to wear other people's assumptions about you, about your situation. That is not your concern. It is not your concern what somebody else is doing with their life. Mind your business and do what you need to do in order to be a better version of yourself. So, yeah, long story short, she wanted to act like she was the victim. She wanted to go into victim mentality, saying that I started cussing at her. And I said, girl, no, nobody's cussing at you, but you're doing too much judging. And I said under my breath, F-U-C-K, but I didn't say F-U-C-K to her. I was saying it like, damn, like, get out of my business, And she was like, I'm not going to be taking this cussing. You're cussing. And this is a black woman, mind you. And the other woman was a black woman too. And so the energy right now is very heightened. The energy is very, because there's so much karmic justice taking place, people are a lot of people are overwhelmed, emotionally overwhelmed, and they want to put it off on somebody else instead of dealing with it and looking in the mirror. Because as soon as I told the woman, I'm not taking on your worry, I'm not taking on your fear, she looked confused. Like I was standing in my power. I was standing in my boundaries, and I'm not allowing anybody to put something off on me that doesn't belong to me. I know I'm a good mother. I know I'm a good person. I know I do right by people. I know I've made mistakes in my life, but you ain't gonna judge me because you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. So for you to sit up here in some type of judgment as if you are God, a part of my life that you came into for 5 minutes, and you want to judge me? Bitch, you need to sit your ass down. Period. So I ended up telling the lady that she needed to just do her job. Another cashier came from behind and tried to. She was a sweet lady. She tried to come and she was gonna try to say something, but she basically ended up saying nothing because she knew the cashier was wrong. The cashier the whole time was over there just judging and running her mouth. And she didn't need to say anything. And I said to her, listen, because she tried to say, well, I'm not going to help you if you're going to be cussing at me. And I said, lady, nobody's cussing at you. I said, you need to stop judging me because it's none of your business. And you need to do your job and put my groceries in the basket. That's all you need to do. That's what you're responsible for. So because I put you in your place, you want to get mad? I said, if you don't want to do it, call a manager, because I'll get a manager over here to do something help me out. And she goes, well, I am part of the manager. Okay, then do your damn job. Period. Do it. I'm sorry, but today I had to stand in my power, and I had to take authority over that situation. And I didn't care how loud I had to get. I don't care if they wanted to call me the angry black woman, because I'm tired of taking on people's energy, tired of taking on other people's responsibilities that don't belong to me. I'm not doing it anymore. So my world is reflecting that. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. So as soon as you put up boundaries, how you're going to be treated specifically, people can't cross those boundaries. And when they get crossed, they get checked, period, and been put in their place. And that's what happened today. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm sorry I got a little bit loud and passionate about it, but I am very passionate about my boundaries. I'm very passionate about who I am because I deserve respect. I deserve to be seen in a light that is true to who I am and not what somebody else wants me to be seen as. And I will make sure that that happens. And so yeah, that's my story today. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that you guys have had an amazing day, and that you got something from this message, and that you are standing in your power and you're taking your authority and you're being serious about your self-love journey and removing toxic people from your life and allowing the best things to come into your life. And so I thank you guys for listening and watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure you like this video, comment, share your experiences, and subscribe to this channel if it is something that resonates with you. I talk a lot about self-worth and radical self-worth and healing narcissistic abuse and religious trauma. If those are things that interest you, please make sure you like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.